Good evening, students. So, welcome to the live session of Techno Mathics. So, today I will be explaining the questions which I have already put up in shorts. Right now, what we will do, let us see. I have taken this question. So, before that, I want to ask you, how are your studies ongoing? Hope everything is fine. I hope so. So, students, so coming directly to the question, here I have just put a sorts of it that when the given quadratic equation, you can see the what is the maximum power of x over here. Maximum power is 2. So when the power is 2, then we can say the given equation is quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, right? Now we need to find the value of k. Find k so that the above quadratic equation is so that the above quadratic equation is a perfect square. So for perfect square, what is the condition? For the perfect square, the condition is that the discriminant the discriminant of the given quadratic equation should be 0. So what is discriminant? Discriminant for the given quadratic equation in the form of ax square, if the standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right? Where a, b, c are the numbers, right? And when you compare this above given quadratic equation with the standard form, we get a as 4 minus k, right? You can just see the coefficient of x square, it's 4 minus k. So the value of a will be 4 minus k. And what will be the value of b? You can see the coefficient of x is 2k plus 4. So 2k plus 4 is the value of b, right? I'm just comparing the standard form of quadratic equation with what we have given with. We need to find the value of k so that the above quadratic equation is a perfect square. So just comparing, we get the coefficient b as 2k plus 4, and similarly the c, the constant term is 8k plus 1, right? So C will be 8k plus 1. So in this case, the discriminant should be equal to 0. The D should be equal to 0 for perfect square, right? For perfect square. And what is the value of discriminant? It's b square minus 4ac. And what is the value of b square? The value of b square will be, just take this value, 2k plus 4 whole square. So in place of b, just put the value 2k plus 4 whole square, right? And in place of ac, just write 4 as it is, and ac in the RHS it will be 0. In place of a, just write 4 minus k, 4 minus k, and this will be multiplied with c, the last term, the constant term. You can see here 8k plus 1. So 8k plus 1 will be multiplied over here, and this should be equal to 0. You can see here we have a new equation with us with a variable k. Okay, here in this equation the variable is k. You can see very easily, just solve it to get the value of k, and that value of k gives you that value of k will give this quadratic equation as a perfect square, right? Now just solve it. You can see 2k plus 4 whole square, this is into the form a plus b whole square. So do one thing, take 2 common from 2k plus 4, right? When you are taking 2 common from 2k plus 4, then it will be like this: 2 square and k plus 2 whole square. I hope you got it. I just bring 2 common from this 2k and 2 common from this 4, right? Then this square will be coming on the top. So 2 square will be taking as common, and here it's minus 4 into 4 minus k into 8k plus 1. Just expand this. Just expand this. So when 4 will be multiplied by 8k plus 1, hi Inji ma'am. Yeah, it is a quadratic equation. No, no, it's not a quadratic equation. No, no, it's a quadratic equation. You can see here that if we have taken a quadratic equation over here, we need to find the value of k which is into the quadratic equation, and so that it is a perfect square, right? So let us solve this. So when 4 will be multiplied with 8k plus 1, then this 4 is another one. Then we can say 4 into 8, it will be 32k, and 4 into 1 will be 4, right? And minus k will be multiplied with 8k to get minus 8k square, and minus k with 1 will give you minus k, right? This will equal to 0, right? Now just solve it. You can see here 4 is in the second term of this equation, and 4 is also here, 2 square. So just I am cancelling it out, right? I am cancelling it out. Now what we will be having? We will be having k plus 2 whole square. So k plus 2 whole square can be expanded on the form of a plus b whole square to get k square plus 2 square plus 2 into 2 times k, that is 4k, right? And minus here in the bracket 32k minus 4 plus 8k square plus k equal to 0, right? Now just solve it. You can see 8k square here and 8k square here, and 8k square will add up to 9k square. So we are having 9k square, and after that 2 square is 4 and this is minus 4. This will be cancelled out, right? Now we have 4k plus k, that is 5k, 5k minus 32k, that will be minus 27k, right? So this will give you minus 27k is equal to 0. When you take k as common, or 9 can also be taken from these two terms. So we have 9k as common. In the bracket we are left with k minus 3 equal to 0. And when this will, both the terms are equated to 0, we get the value of k, which is that value which confirms that when you put up this value, the above quadratic equation will be a perfect square, right? So when both these terms are equated to 0, when 9k is equated to 0 or k minus 3 equated to 0, we get k as 0 and k as 3. So these are the two values which gives you, when this is this the for this value of k, the above quadratic equation will be a perfect square, right? So the value of k and k of 0 and 3 gives you the perfect square, give just satisfy the criteria of perfect square for given quadratic equation, right students? So now I hope you just got the clarity to how to solve such questions. Okay, this is a question of quadratic equation. I have put the sorts of this also. Now I will take you to solve some questions of mensuration, some complex numbers, and even some extra. You can just refer the sorts. I will just come up with the complex or some trigonometric questions also. Okay, so let me show you one question of trigonometry where, let me change the page. Here it's given that a plus b is 90. In the question it's given that a plus b is 90 degree. A plus b is given as 90, right? And if we have also been given that cos b, cosine of b is 3 by 5, right? And here we need to find the value of sine a. The value of sine a is what? So in such questions of trigonometry, what you will do? Just remember the relation. Here we have cos b. From here, by using sine a square b, cos a square b equal to 1, just add them. But here we need to find the value of sine whose degree, whose angle is a, right? So for solving such questions, just see the relation which is given into the question. This will not be helping you here, okay? This will be helping you into the second stage. But prior to this, you think this is the relation a plus b is 90. So use this relation over here. So when a plus b is 90 degree, you can say that when you will try to write a in form of b, then we can say that a is 90 degree minus b, isn't it? A is 90 minus b. So we have just used the relation which is given. This is given a plus b is 90. So since a plus b is 90, we can write a as 90 minus b. Now do one thing, just take sine of both the LHS and RHS. Take the sine of LHS and RHS, right? Then what we will be having? We will be having sine A into the LHS, and into the RHS we have sine 90 minus B, right? And sine 90 minus B, sine A is the same thing which we are willing to calculate. This is the thing which we are willing to calculate. And what is the value of sine 90 minus B? So sine 90 minus B will be cos B, because we know that sine 90 minus theta is cos theta, or cos 90 minus theta is sine theta. We know these relations. Also, sec 90 minus theta is cosec theta, or we can say cosec 90 minus theta is sec theta, right? Also, tan 90 minus theta is cot theta, or cot 90 minus theta is tan theta. So these are the relations which we are understanding, that you are knowing it, right? If not, then just remember these. Okay, so based upon this, we can say sine 90 minus b will be equal to cos b, and the value of cos b is given over here. You can see cos b is 3 by 5. So just put the value of cos b over here. So we get the value of sine A is equal to cos B, which is equal to 3 by 5. So the value of sine A will be 3 by 5. This is our answer. Right? I hope you got it. Fine. Any query? Any just I want to go through the comments. Just students. If any doubt, you can put up into the comment box. Yes. Now I will take you some questions of complex numbers. Okay. And even we will cover some questions of mensuration. Okay. So do you want to have the question of want to solve the question of complex number or mensuration first? Let me know. Or any other topic you want to. So let's do one thing. Let's solve a question of mensuration where a flower bed is given and we need to calculate the area of the flower bed. So this is a flower bed which is given to us. Okay. This is just in the form of a sector. You can see there is a sector. What is a sector? A sector is a portion of the circle, okay, from the center. So this is 90 degree and this is the flower bed. This is formed as a flower bed. So this is flower bed, right? And here we have been given as the bigger diameter r as 21 and the smaller diameter, sorry, a small bigger radius as 21 and a smaller radius as 14 meter, because it's a flower bed, it's in meter, right? Now we need to find the area of this flower bed is what. So how to solve such question, students? Do you know? Just identify the shape which is given to you. If this is a sector, how you are knowing it? Suppose if we'll be calculate just extending this and making it a complete circle, you can see this is a part, this is one of the four sectors which are formed, because this angle is given as 90 degree. This is 90 degree and 90, 90, 90, 90 will be 360. So if you consider a complete circle, the circle, this sector is a 1/4 of that entire circle. Okay. And what is the area of the circle? Sorry, sector. The area of the sector is theta by 360 into pi into radius whole square, right? Here here we have this flower bed and the area can be, area of a sector is given as this one, right? So students, think here and just listen. If this is the bigger radius 21, right, and this is the outer radius, outer diameter, right, circumference, then from here, from the bigger sector, if you are subtracting the this sector, the smaller one, don't you get the area of this flower bed? This is the flower bed, okay? This is the flower bed. This area of this flower bed can be calculated by area of sector with radius r minus area of sector with radius small r, right? And capital R is 21 and small r is 14. So the area of flower bed can be given as by this. And what is the formula of area of sector with bigger r? That is theta by 360. Theta is 90 degree over here. So it will be coming as 90 by 360 into pi into r square. Mind it, this is capital R. This is 21. R is 21. Minus, this is the area of the bigger sector minus the smaller sector. What is the smaller sector? This is theta by 360. This is again the same thing. Theta by 360 into pi into a small r square. Now here you can see 90 by 360 can be written as 1 by 4. Similarly here 1 by 4 and pi taken common. So we can write it pi by 4 into r square minus r square, a small r square, right? And what is the value of pi is 22 by 7. 1 by 4 it can be written at like this, and r square minus r square will be 21 square minus 14 square, because capital R is 21, this one, and a small r is a small 14, this one. So 21 square minus 14 square. You can see. Don't go into the calculations. A square minus b square. A square minus b square will be a plus b and a minus b. So this will be coming as 22 by 7 into 1 by 4 into 21 square. 21 is a square minus b square. That means 21 plus 14 and 21 minus 14. 21 plus 14 is 35 and 21 minus 14 is 7. So just this meter square is the area of the flower bed. 7 and 7 will be cancelled out, right? And we are left with 35, 22 into 1 by 4 into 35, right? So just solve it. When 2 to 4 to 11, so 35 into 11 will give you 350 plus 35, 385 by 2 meter square, or this will be giving you 212, 18, 29, 29, 18, 192.5 meter square. So this is the area of the flower bed which we are having, which we have derived. Okay. So students, in this question of mensuration, I have just explained how we have solved this question, right? So hope this will help you to get the right concept. Yeah, thank you for watching. I got your answer, Archana Kundan. So now your answer is correct. So now what we will do, we will do some more questions of let's say some complex number questions. Okay. So in this in complex number, I will just explain the few of the selected sorts. Okay, few of the selected sorts which I have explained to you. Okay. Now do one thing. There is a question. There is a very simple question, and the concept, underlying concept, need to be understood behind that. That there is a question 1 plus I, 1 plus I. So here, let me put it. Yeah. So here is 1 plus I. The question is 1 plus I into 1 plus I square into 1 plus I cube and 1 plus I 4, right? You can see this square is in power, cube is in power, 4 is in power over here, right? We need to find the value of this. We need to find the value of this, that what is the value of the given set of complex numbers, or this arrangement, right? You know that in complex numbers, I is attached to the number, part of the number which is imaginary, right? I represents imaginary, and when I is multiplied with I, it will be coming as I square, and the value of I square is -1, right? When value of I square is -1, and when we have I square multiplied with I, we will be having I cube. So the value of I cube is I square into I, and the value of I square is -1. So this will be -1 into I. So this will be giving minus I. So I cube is minus I, right? I square is -1. Similarly, I to the power 4. What? I to the power 4 can be written as I square into I square. And what is the value of I square? That is minus 1 multiplied by minus 1. So this will be giving you plus 1, right? So I have explained this over here, but all this will not be required. Why? I am explaining you. Why? This is the question which is available to us, which we are going to solve. Now you can see that in this question it's mentioned that 1 plus I is one of the term, right? This will be multiplied with 1 plus I square, and this is multiplied with 1 plus I cube, and this is multiplied with 1 plus I4, right? So here you can see the value of I will be as it is here. The value of I square will be minus 1, right? So if the value of I square is minus 1 and the value of I cube is minus I and value of I4 is plus 1, this one. Now in such case just mention. So whenever you are putting the value over here, you get 1 plus I into 1 plus I square. So the value of I square, we are taking it from here, minus 1. So this will be 1 minus 1. 1 is this one. And the value of I square is minus 1 here. Right? And 1 plus I cube will give you, I cube is minus I. So this will be giving you 1 minus I. And 1 plus I4, I to the power 4 is 1. So this will be giving you 1 plus 1. So students, rather than solving in this way, you can solve it very quickly initially, right? How? Initially it can be solved very quickly because you can see here the concept, you can see here the all these four brackets are in multiplication. All these four brackets are in multiplication. You can see here multiplied. So since all these numbers or these four brackets are in multiplication and we have 1 plus I over here multiplied by 1 minus 1 is 0, right? Multiplied by 1 minus I here, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So students, you can see when all these four brackets are in multiplication and the value of the second bracket is 0. So don't you think that all the product will be coming as 0? Right? So when such questions come to you in the competition, rather than doing all these steps, you can directly observe the question 1 plus I, 1 plus I square. Oh my god, I know that y square is minus 1. So yeah, here I square is minus 1. I square, sorry, is minus I. I square is, no, it's I cube. Sorry, here. You can just refer. I square is minus 1. So minus 1, when you are putting it over here, 1 minus 1, this will give you 0. This will give you 0. So all this product will be 0. In the single step, it's going 0. Right? So students, hope you understand this question of complex number. Now, I will just take a pause over here and I will just try to come up in the next session of live session. Okay, in the meantime I will say good night and keep on learning. Happy learning students. Any query just put up into the comment box and into the chat box. I will come up with the explanations. Yes, but I will say just keep on practicing. You will just solve each and every question very quickly. As I said in this question, rather than solving and going through these steps, if you observe the question very carefully, You can see these all four brackets are in product. Okay, and the value of I square is -1. So if the value of the second bracket is coming as 0, the entire four brackets product will be coming as 0, right? So in one or within a fraction of seconds you will be able to solve this question, and within a competition time saving is much required, right? So you will be able to solve the question, and you will be able to solve save the time even, right? So when you are applying the proper application of your thought or your concepts over here. Okay, so just I explained the steps, though it will be required in the further complex number concepts, but in 1 minute you will be, within less than 1 minute you will be able to solve this question. Okay, generally 36 seconds of time is there for one objective type question, and it's very easy, just observing. Yeah, you can see here, rather than going into complexities of here, you can simply put up the value of this, and you can see, you can select one of the given option from ABCD, that yeah, if the second bracket value is 1 plus I square is 1 minus I, because I square is -1. So you can see the all four brackets are in product, so all these four brackets will be giving you the result of 0. So from one of the option A B C D, you can easily select, yeah, where is the option number 0. If it is in B, C or whatever, you can select that this is the right answer, and just move on to the next question immediately, rather than wasting the time, right? So time management is also very much necessary to not only solve the question, but to wisely solve the questions. Okay, you need to save the time also, right? Now what I will do, I will do one more question of complex number. Okay, so before that I want to take one question of mensuration. That was very good question I have encountered yesterday, and even I put the shots of it, but I want to explain it in front of you, right? So that you will be able to understand. And I think possibly if you have done it very rigorously, you have studied mensuration very rigorously, then only you will be able to solve it. A conical tank is given to you. This is a conical tank. A conical tank is given to you. The radius and height of the conical tank is given as 6 and 8. I am not writing the units over here, though it's centimeter, right? So let me arrange it at the center of the camera. Yeah, so 6 and 8 is the radius and height of this conical tank, and a sphere is immersed into it. A sphere is immersed into it so that it touches the slanting height here, the side walls of the conical tank. So you can see here it's like this, right? This is the sphere which is dipped inside this conical tank, right? This is the small r which we have been provided into the question, this one, and this is the height of the cone, the cylindrical vessel. This is the height of the cone, h, right? Here we need to calculate that when this sphere is immersed into this conical vessel, when the vessel was containing water inside it, then what volume of water is overflown? What is the fraction of water that is overflown from this tank, right? So the fraction of water overflown, as you are having some tanks at your houses that is also overflowing many times, but you should keep and take proper care that you should not get overflowed, right? So here, just not diverting the topic now, so you will be able to calculate the fraction of water overflow if it will be that will be equal to the volume of the sphere, because the sphere when it's going into the tank, it displaces the water as equal to its volume, isn't it? And just remember the concept of science, and even you can in day to day life you can understand. So when the sphere is going into the conical tank, the it displaces the water present over here where the sphere goes, okay? Then those water water will spill out from the tank and just spread across the outside the tank, right? We need to find the fraction of water overflown. So that is equal to volume of the sphere. This one, definitely, because the volume of the sphere will give you the water overflown. And what will be the total fraction? This will be this will be divided by, in the denominator there will be the total volume. What will be the total volume? Definitely the volume of this conical flask, conical tank. So the volume of tank, right? So the volume of a sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Mind it, here I have taken capital R. Don't confuse between this capital R and a small r. These are both two different parameters. And by volume of the tank is, it's a right circular cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Students, here we are knowing the value of r and h. R and h, but we are not knowing the value of this r. What is the value of this r? Think. This is the main thing which you need to calculate. What is the value of this r? I want your comments into the chat box. What is the value of this r, student? Just think once. If you are not able to think, then I will be explaining it. Anyway, let me explain it. So this capital R is calculated. The volume of this sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube, and this capital R is not known to us. How it will be calculated, students? Tell me. This capital R will be calculated by using Pythagoras and some congruency property and trigonometrical properties, right? See how I am solving it. I am changing the pen over here. Students, this is R, so this will also be equal to R. And if this is A, this is B, and this is C, let's say C, then in triangle ABC, and if this is angle theta, right, I am considering just half of the angle. I am considering angle ACB as theta. I am writing it over here. Angle ACB as theta. Now sine theta, what is this? Sine theta will be AB, which is the perpendicular. Here you can see it's 90 degree. It's 90 degree. It's 90 degree, right? So here in triangle ABC, right angle at B, sine theta can be given as AB by BC. So AB by BC, and what, not BC, AB by BC will give you tan theta. So AB by AC, so I am correcting it, AB by AC. And what is the value of AC? Just apply the Pythagoras, and here you will get the value of r square radius, and you are also knowing the height here, these two. So hypotenuse can be calculated as, AC can be calculated, this distance can be calculated as root over r square plus h square. And what is r square? R square is 6 square. What is h square? That will be 8 square. So this will give you 36 plus 64 is 100. So the slanting height of this conical tank is calculated as root over of 100, that is 10. Right? So just put up the value of 10 for the in place of AC. In triangle ABC, just put up this value of 10, right? And in place of AB, what's the value? In place of AB, what is the value? The AB is the radius, a small r, that is 6, right? Just cancel it, dividing by 2. So 2, 3, 2, 5. So sine theta is coming as 3 by 5. Sine theta is coming as 3 by 5. So this we have calculated. By using this trigonometrical ratio, we are going to calculate this capital R, students. See how. Hi Deepu, it's dr by d. D small d. What's that, Deepu? dr by d. You can write. In the meantime, I'm just going to close this and just solve this and complete this. Okay, just be patient and be here. Okay, so sine theta is 3 by 5. So this is calculated. Now do one thing. Since this is a sphere and it is touching the slanting height, the side walls of the conical tank. So just think this as a circle and this as a tangent. So the radius of this sphere is making a 90-degree over here, isn't it? Similarly, it is making a 90-degree over this wall also, right? Similarly, this 90-degree is above. Now, if this is capital R, what I have said, capital R is the radius of this sphere. If this is capital R, then this is also capital R. Now this sine theta, if you are considering this triangle, let's say if this is C and this is D and this is E. I hope I have shaded it, that's why it's very much less visible. Anyway, if you consider triangle CDE, so in triangle, I'm just changing the pen. In triangle CDE, we will be having the sine theta, and that sine theta will also cater the same value 3 by 5. So this will be equal to 3 by 5, and here what will be the value of perpendicular? This is capital R, right? Capital R by, what is the hypotenuse over here? Hypotenuse is this one. We are not knowing this value of RC. Sorry, EC. EC. So EC can be calculated as height of this cone minus the capital R. Right? So this can be calculated by height of the cone minus capital R. Isn't it? Right. So in this way, we are getting 3 by 5 equal to R by cap H minus R. What is the value of H? It's 8. So 8 minus R. So just solve it. When you will be solving it, you will get 3 into a 24 minus 3R equal to 5R, right? And when 3R will be coming this side, it will be 8R, and 24 by 8 is 3. So you will get R as 3. So R as 3 centimeter is your answer, right? So just do one thing, put up this value 4 by 3 pi R cube. So this R is known to us, 3. Put up this value over here and solve it. You are knowing the small r and a small h. So this fraction will give you the fraction of water which is overflown from this conical tank when the sphere is dipped into it, and the condition is given that that sphere is touching the side walls of the conical tank. If that sphere is dipped into this conical tank and that sphere is touching the side walls of this conical tank, and we are not having provided any data or any dimension for this sphere, then what is the fraction of water overflown? So in this way we will be solving it. That will be the volume of a sphere by volume of tank, and the volume of a sphere 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. We are not knowing the value of R. We applied the sine A over the bigger triangle and a smaller triangle, and from the sine A we just use the, and from here height from h from height minus this radius will give you the hypotenuse of the smaller triangle, this one, right? And in this way we have calculated the capital R, which is the radius of this sphere which is dipped inside this conical vessel, right? And that radius you will get it at 3. So 4 by 3 pi r cube is calculated, and 1 by 3 pi r square h you are knowing. So this fraction, this will give some value. I am not going into the calculations. So this will give your answer. That fraction is your answer, right, Deepu Soni? I hope you understand this. So Deepu, yeah, dr by d, as you were saying. So I want to get it some more clarified. I just want to know whether you are getting the correct answer or the answer in this format or not. Or if you are having any other concept, just put me into the chat box. I hope you understood the concept how to solve such question. This is a very good question of mensuration. Okay. So I'm just coming up with all such questions which are having some underlying concepts. Okay. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Now I'm just coming on to a separate question. I'm just taking another question of some complex numbers. Okay. So let me take it. Let me take it up. Yeah. So there is a question of complex number. I hope you all are comfortable with it. So I'm checking it, changing the page now. Okay. So in this question, it's written as x plus iy. This is the real part, this is the imaginary part. This complex number is given as 3 plus 5i by 7 minus 6i. So here, what is the imaginary part y? What is the value of this imaginary part y? That need to be calculated. Okay. So, such question can be solved very easily. Why? Just compare the LHS and RHS. But student, here into the RHS, there is no imaginary part. No, you cannot easily bifurcate the imaginary part because you can see I is there into the denominator also. So this component of I need to be removed. How? Let us see. Here RHS right hand side is 3 plus 5i by 7 minus 6i, right? Just to remove the I of this denominator, what we will do? We do rationalization of this denominator. How this rationalization is done? This and why this is required? This is required to eliminate this I from this denominator, this imaginary part. And whenever you are just multiplying it with 7 plus 6i into the numerator and 7 plus 6i into the denominator, because this will be cancelled out and effective change will be none. So that's why we are multiplying it. So this step is called rationalization, right? We have already studied into the earlier classes, right? So doing this rationalization, what is the benefit? 3 plus 5i will be multiplied into the numerator with 7 plus 6i, and into the denominator we are having 7 minus 6i, 7 plus 6i. Student, mind it, it's a minus b and a plus b. So what is the value of a minus b and a plus b? A square minus b square, right? So it will be coming as 7a square minus 6i whole square, isn't it? Now just multiply this 3 and just open the brackets into the numerator. So 3 will multiplied by 7 will be 21. 3 multiplied by 6i will be 18i. 5i multiplied by 7 will be 35i. And 5i multiplied by 6i. So 5 into 6 will be 30, and I into I will be minus 1. So it will be minus 30, right? I square is minus 1, right? And into the denominator, we are having 7 square and 6i whole square. So what is the value of 7 square? It's 49. I square is minus 1. This minus will be multiplied with this minus to get plus. Plus 6 into 6, 36, right? So here just add on the real parts together and add on the imaginary parts together. Okay, so this is the real part, 21 and minus 30. So minus 30 plus 21 will give you minus 9, in the real part into the numerator, and the second imaginary part is 35 plus 18. 8 plus 5, 43 plus 153. So 53i is your imaginary part, into the numerator, and this will be divided by 49 plus 36. What's the value? This 9 plus 6, 15. 85. So the real part is minus 9 by 85, and the imaginary part can be written as 53 by 85. So students, when you just compare this x plus iy with this number which we have arrived with the standard form of x plus iy, you get x as minus 9 by 85. Though this is not asked to us, but we have been asked that what is the value of this imaginary part y. So y can be written as 53 by 85. So this is our answer. Y is 53 by 85. So this is our answer, students. I hope you got this concept, how to solve such complex number questions. Here what we did, since we want to remove this I from the denominator. For this we rationalized it, and after rationalization you can see this number in the denominator will be coming as a constant. Okay, so that number will remain there, and that will divide the both the numbers into the numerator. Okay, so this will be this, and after that we will be having minus 9 by 85 and 53 by 85 as two components as real and imaginary respectively. So the imaginary is the 53 by 85. So our answer is 53 by 85 for the imaginary part. So we have calculated it students, right? So any further query I want to discuss along with you students, and after that any other question you can just discuss with me. Okay, I want to discuss any other questions if you are having with you. Hope you are okay. Any other question you want to discuss, students? So here we have discussed the complex number questions, the mensuration, the trigonometry question, and so we have different sorts which I put into my channel. I have explained it. So all those different sorts I've explained. I've just given the explanations of each and every questions I put into my channel in last 2 days. I explained each and every question very clearly. Okay, even we have solved the quadratic equations, and I hope you liked the session today. So I will just say like and subscribe to my channel, and keep on learning. Happy learning. Bye bye.